Roswitha nodded quickly, reaching out to hug her sister, whom she hadn't seen in so long. Her voice thick with affection and worry. "I'm fine, sister. You handle the territory matters well. And take care of yourself too. Be careful with everything." Then Melkivi's gaze fell on Leon, her eyes glinting with playful teasing, yet holding an unnegotiable charge. She reached out and clapped him on the shoulder. "My sister is in your hands. You better keep the promise you made to me." Leon straightened his back, meeting her gaze steadily, his voice unshakably firm. You can count on me." At that, Roswitha was the only one left in the dark. She blinked in confusion, looking from her sister to Leon, her eyes wide with curiosity and bewilderment. "Promise? What promise?" Leon's cheeks flushed bright red in an instant, his gaze darting away as he stammered, trying to brush it off. "It's nothing. But Melkivi had no intention of sparing him his embarrassment. She leaned in close, to Roswitha with a mischievous grin, revealing the agreement they'd made in one fell swoop. "Your husband here said he didn't take good care of you during your first pregnancy, and that when the second one came around, he'd stick by you and the baby every second, and never let you suffer even the slightest discomfort." She paused, raising an eyebrow at the beet-red Leon, and continued to tease. TSK. I thought he was just bragging back then. Who would have thought? Not even half a year later. You two already have a second one on the way. Looks like he was really eager to prove himself. Poor Roswitha? Leon, his old secret laid bare in public, turned red from the tips of his ears to the roots of his hair, the tips of his ears burning hot. He clutched the bag of supplements in his hand, feigning a cough to hide his fluster, his voice full of helplessness. Sister. Why did you have to tell her everything?" Beside him, Roswitha watched his flustered, helpless look, and couldn't help but cover her mouth and giggle, her eyes overflowing with soft affection. Melkivi paid no mind to his embarrassment, leaning in closer to Roswitha again, grinning as she egged her on. All in all, Leon is a good man who keeps his word. "Sister Tilda, you better not let this one get away, okay?" Roswitha with a say's crink led into a smile as she replied, "I know, dear sister." No sooner had the words left her mouth than she wrapped her arms around Leon's arm, her cheeks flushed, her voice soft and playful as she teased. "Besides, you don't want to leave my side, do you, husband?" Leon jumped slightly at her sudden affectionate gesture, then nodded hastily, his voice brimming with undisguised fondness. "Huh? Oh. Right, of course not." Watching the two cooing at each other like no one else was around, Melkivi Rink led her nose in feigned disgust, putting her hands on her hips and huffing. "Ooh, give it arrest already. If I stay here any longer, I'm gonna choke on all this lovey-dovey nonsense." Unwilling to sit through any more of their couple spanter, Melkivi waved them off, turned around, and pulled on her wide-brimmed hat, waving goodbye as she called, "I'm off now. Bye, sister." Roswitha and Leon stood in place, waving as they watched her figure walk away, their eyes still soft with reluctance until that flash of fiery red hair vanished completely around the corner of the street. Only when Melkvi was completely out of sight did Ross, with Aspen around Abby Rupt lie, leaning in close to Leon's face, the tip of her nose nearly touching his. She stared at him with bright, burning eyes. Was what my sister said just now true? Caught red-handed and put on the spot, Leon's gaze darted away, and he immediately turned to run, trying desperately to change the subject. I don't remember. Hurry home. The girls are waiting for us. With that, he took off at a sprint toward the castle, Behind him Roswitha refused to let him off the hook, lifting the hem of her skirt and chasing after him. Her clear, bright voice echoing down the street. "Don't change the subject. Spit it out." Beneath the setting sun, their figures chased each other, playfully across the stone pavement, their warm laughter drifting on the wind, washing away all the heaviness and dread of the earlier talk of war. Time flew by quickly. By the time the two of them returned to the castle, still bickering and laughing, night had fallen over the entire land. A crescent moon hanging above the castle spires, spilling soft silver light over everything. In the bathroom, Leon stood in front of the mirror, staring at his reflection in a light blue rabbit. The med pajama set, the dragon mark on his chest, glowed with a faint purple light under the lamplight, its energy far more concentrated than before. As he brushed his teeth, he breathed a quiet sigh of relief in his mind. It's been a few days living with this Dragón SS, and thank the gods she has made me fulfill my marital duties again since that one night. These past few days, every chance he got, while Roswitha was fast asleep or busy with her duties, Leon knew a way to condense his magic power, storing the pure refined energy, bit by bit, into the dragon mark on his chest. Once dim and faded, the mark now glowed brighter and more lustrous under the nourishment of his magic, and his physical condition had improved by leaps and bounds along with it, his internal magic power growing steadily and silently with each passing day. After finishing his nightly routine, Leon pushed open the bathroom door, his mind still turning over his plans. But even if I'm keeping my distance, the prenatal education plan still has to go on. He lifted his eyes to the living room, and there was Roswitha curled up on the sofa, in a purple slip night dress, her snow-white long hair tied loosely in a high ponytail. She held a thick stack of documents in her hands, her brows slightly furrowed, clearly still handling the clan affairs of the Silver Dragon Sanctuary. So focused she hadn't even noticed him walk in. Why is she still up this late? This workaholic. Leon shook his head, helpless lie, his voice thick with undisguised affection and concern. He walked over slowly, his footsteps light, and spoke in a soft voice. "It's so late. Aren't you going to bed?" Roswitha looked up at the sound of his voice, her eyes still holding a faint trace of exhaustion yet. She curved her lips into a smile and teased, "I'll head to bed once I finish these documents." "What you worried about me?" Leon cleared his throat, turning around with a feigned calm, crossing his arms over his chest and putting on a haughty air, his words stubbornly defensive. "Ahem, I'm just worried you'll tire out the baby. Going to bed early is good for your health. Just say you care about me. You don't have to use the baby as an excuse." Roswitha with it down her documents, seeing right through his little act. Leon stiffened his neck, doubling down on his stubborn act. "Huh? Care about you? The only thing I care about is when you gonna hand over the Silver Dragon King's throne to me. Once is it in that seat, the entire Silver Dragon Sanctuary will belong to me." Leon Kazman. As he spoke, he put on a grandiose, ambitious air, yet his eyes could help but drift to the cold glass of water beside Ross with A's hand. He quietly reached over, apping it out for a warm glass of honey water. Roswitha raised an eyebrow, her tone amused and curious as she pressed. "And then what?" Leon's cheeks flushed faintly, the arrogant aura he'd put on vanishing in an instant, his haughty tone melting into undisguised softness. "And then I'll do all your work for you. Leave this workaholic with nothing to do but rest and take care of the baby, and live a nice, easy life." Roswitha with a could and felt, but burst out laughing. her silvery laughter ringing through the quiet living room. She reached out and ruffled Leon's hair, her voice helpless, yet full of fondness. All right. For the record, I'm still a good few hundred years away from retirement. You can climb out of your grave and help me with my work then." The night grew deeper, and the two of them finally lay down on the soft large bed. Roswitha waved a hand, turning off the bedside lamp, and the bedroom was plunged into soft, gentle darkness. "Good night," Roswitha's voice, thick with drowsiness, whispered softly. "Oh, good night," Leon replied, his back still turned to her, confirming that Roswitha was fast asleep. Did the Leon with his back to her let Astley grin tug at the corner of his mouth? He muttered silently in his mind, "Go to sleep. Go to sleep. That's the only way I can carry out my prenatal education plan."